ready, get ready, get ready. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Oh, yeah, it's me. It's your boy, Louisiana Country Boy, coming at you live once more again with another episode, with another episode of My Worthless New Shit Table Talk, where your approval is not needed. Oh, look at him, look at him, look at him. Man, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be 100%. Well, you know what, before I say that, let me start off by saying this. This is October. And Old Country Boy got his pink on because this is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So Old Country Boy is up here supporting. This is breast cancer. I'm wearing my pink. I got my pink on. And next time y'all see me, I might have another pink on. But look here, all the support. So you know what I do. That's what it's about. It's about supporting. It's about encouragement. It's about uplifting. All right. Look here. I'm going to tell y'all another little thing. This morning, I was going to come up on this thing by myself. But Daddy said, no, you ain't. And he had me to reach out to this man, this gentleman that's sitting right next to me. He had me to reach out to him in the wee morning hours, to ask him to come on. I have had the honor of sitting on his show, sitting on his platform. You know, and the things that I have learned about this young man. I ain't never met him. All I know is he one of Austin's finest. That's all I know. He one of Austin's finest. That's what I know. He one of Austin's finest. But you know, the things that I have learned about this young man is amazing. It is incredible to see from where he's came to where he is. And like I said, it has been an honor for me to sit on his platform. My daddy said, look here, get that man on the show. So I say, yes, sir. I say, I say, Daddy, don't you know what time it is? He said, get that man on the show. I said, yes, sir.
What time was it?
Let me just be obedient and close my old triple trap.
What time was it when you reached out?
Man, I don't know. Look, I had one eye open, one eye closed. I don't know what time it was.
Hey, we were on the same page because soon as you hit me, I hit you right back. I'm honored. Let's go.
Hey, you know, and I thank you. I thank you. I really do. I know that just from the show that I have been on with you and watching what you do, I know tonight, I have no diggity, no doubt that tonight is going to be some more seeds to be sown. I thank you for coming. I don't know what you're going to share, but I know whatever it is that you share will be powerful. I know that. I know it's going to be powerful. So, as the country boy always say, sit back, relax, put on your headgear. Oh, we got a man from Austin. We got a man from Austin. We got a man from Austin, Texas. Woo!
Let's go.
I'm about to put something in your ear, my friend. Have your way.
Hey, you got me fired up right now, man. You got me fired up.
Hey, man, look. I'm honored to have you. I am, you know, just knowing just a little bit about you, just knowing just some of the things, your triumph, how you didn't let whatever may have been defeat you. And you have come back and you have said, you know what? I ain't waiting on things to change and I ain't waiting on nothing else. I'm gonna do it myself. So man,
yes,
whatever it is that you want to, whatever, however you look, Old Country Boy, I'm gonna shut up now. You know, I usually get on your show and run my mouth. When I get on mine, I keep quiet. I let everybody else talk.
Hey, God said, be obedient, man. So be quiet and listen, huh? He said, be obedient.
That's it.
But tonight, man, I want to share my story about when I was sitting in the prison cell and I used to have my earbuds in because we had MP3 players back then. Those were outdated at the time, but I mean, compared to what y'all had out here, but in prison, we had the MP3 players and that was like the best thing jumping for us. So you get your MP3 player, you get that music to playing, And man, you be in another world. You be in the free world. And so I used to put that Tasha Cobbs Leonard on, and I'll go into the quiet room, man. And them songs, man, they would make me cry, because I could just feel like the impact that I was gonna make when I touched the free world. I knew there was an impact that was gonna be made. God put it on my heart, man. When you get out of here, I'm gonna release you into this world, and I want you to do the works, because he had prepared me for the place that I'm in now.
Right.
I had a point in my life, man, where I was at my lowest when I was in prison. If I saw $20 hit my account, I felt like it was $1 million.
Wow.
$20 made me feel like I was rich when I was in there, man. Somebody sent me $25. I'm like, okay, yeah, now I can go to commissary. Let's go. So to come from that, man, I'm honored to be able to reach people. And then at the same time, there's a lot of people who complain about the position they're in, and I want to reach those people as well. The position you are in, as long as you are in the free world. I made a video this morning, but I haven't put it out because, I mean, for some reason, I don't really like the video. But I was talking about how some of us wake up in the morning complaining while we're on the way to work. Our car was able to start. We had a half a tank of gas. Our cell phone is working. We have a job, income, and yet we still complain. You got people sitting in prison with no income. People sitting in prison starving, man. Families turn their backs on them. I faced all of that. I grew up with no parents. So when I went to prison, no parents, no siblings, I had to count on whatever resources I had. And for people to sit out here and complain, man, about the position they're in, they should be grateful. I think more people should be grateful about the position that God has put them in. Because I've experienced so much from growing up with no parents to being raised where dope is being sold. And I don't know if I should have said that, but dope was being sold in my household to where when I turned 15 and I find something in the house, I'm selling it.
Wow.
Because I mean, it was the norm.
Right.
When they come to the house, they tweaking to where it's like, Willie, you got something? They don't even care that I'm in the 10th grade, 11th grade. Willie, you got something? Everybody else gone. What you got? I ain't got nothing, man. And at some point I did have something because it became the norm. But I've grown up in those households to where when I graduated from high school, I became a full-blown D-boy. So it was normal for me to be ripping and running and, got all this stuff on me. And I didn't know what I was facing if I ever got caught with it. But at that point, that was the furthest thing from my mind.
Right.
So when I did get caught, I was thinking, you go to state prison or whatever, you get your little time, it's probably be about 3 or 4 years. And then you come home and do it again. Because I've seen everybody else do that. They go home, they go to prison 3 years, they get out, it's back to it. Let's go. That's a little state time. It don't hurt. When the feds came, that was a different ball game. I got busted taken downtown. They told us, you got a federal hold. I wasn't expecting those words, man. But my mindset was like, okay, I did all of what I did. So now I got to prepare myself mentally for this. This is a different journey. I was expecting this journey over here, but God took me another route. God took me. So I started off in Texas. I ended up going to Alabama because God was like, you in Texas and you ain't learning your lesson. He sent me to Alabama. When I got to Alabama, man, them country dudes was going to church. that changed my whole perspective. I went from questioning. I remember questioning this dude. He was from Houston as well. He was there for some fraud stuff, so he wasn't even like a street guy. And I remember, questioning him about why is he saying God told him something. Man, why you saying God told you something? Have you ever really heard from God? And then when I got to Alabama and I seen them country dudes going to church, man, and my celly, he talked me into going to church one time because he was preaching. And when I went, it was cool, but I just didn't like the praise and worship. I'm like, man, if we could just do without the praise and worship, I'm cool. But then, well, it got to a point where like I would dodge the praise and worship and then time it, walk right in right after they get through praising and worshiping. And so, after a little bit, I'm singing a song. I'm walking in early. I'm singing.
Wow.
I'm coming in there clapping. Now you can't get me to stop singing them church songs, man. People be thinking I'm crazy. But I know that was a journey that God took me through to get to the point where I'm at now.
Right.
And it's not over. So I just want to talk to the people who are complaining, man. There's people who feel like, man, God is not even showing me anything. I put a video out the other day. Why is God not answering my prayers? When he's been answering your prayers, but you've been ignoring the answers. He's been giving you signs, sequences. He's been showing you things. He's been having people to reach out and you ignoring the calls. You've been praying for this job or another opportunity for a job, but you're scared to take the one that they calling you for because you feel like, what if I don't like it? You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And so we'll question God, man, when are you gonna give me my big break? When is it gonna be my turn? When am I gonna stop struggling? And when he's been trying to show you and put things in your life, put people in your life, resources in your life, but you've been ignoring them because you're too scared to take a risk. Life is full of risk. Yes. And so that's my message, man. I hope that it reaches somebody because we have to get to a point in life where we stop complaining about where we are and be grateful for where we are. Yes. And how far we've come. But I'm gonna shut up, man, and let you talk,
hey,
man.
No. You know what, man? I'm gonna tell you, it's when you say that, I'm gonna tell you right now, it's so true. It's so true. What we think. God doesn't always. People want God to change people. Sometimes He just switches up the circumstances.
Yeah.
You know what? You don't want to walk away from this thing. You know what? Well, let me put you in a place where you ain't got no choice but to walk away.
Sir.
Let me remove it. Let me remove it.
Yes, sir.
And you're right. Sometimes we get so caught up in this world thing, and we get so caught up in this is that everybody talk about, I want to hear from God. Well, all God's saying is, I just want you to listen because I'm talking.
Yeah.
I'm talking, but you got so much other stuff. See,
noise.
See, you couldn't. I don't know. I don't think that God was not talking to you while you were out there in the streets. I just think you had too much stuff going on where you couldn't hear him because you couldn't discern his voice from every other thing because it all. And that's like most of us. We out here, we want what we want, but God want to give us what we prepared for.
That's
Everything
true.
He is preparing us. Everybody want to sit on the stage. Everybody want to be on the stage, but you may not be prepared for the stage. And the last thing I know that God wants you to do is fail. But you want to be somewhere where you ain't even prepared to be there yet. If you hadn't went through what you went through, you wouldn't be where you are. I don't know if you would have knew what gratefulness was had you not have had to go through what you went through.
No.
That's just that man.
I wouldn't have. I was listening to a T.D. Jakes sermon earlier, and he said that he said that God, He said the only thing he's scared of from God is when God gives up on him.
Mm.
At some point, God can give up on you when he can reprimand you as long as you are in his arms or in his favor. But at some point, if he stops reprimanding you and stop, tapping you on your head or on your hand every time you mess up and setting you back, if he just allowing for you to do whatever you want to do and he ain't reprimanding you, that means he done took his hand off of you. And so I had to go to prison, and that was the ultimate reprimand from him before I realized, okay, this is not a game. This is actually real life. I was playing a game. I was on Grand Theft Auto. I was just freestyling life, man. And I think I got so many signs. I was talking about it earlier. I got some signs from it was a few signs that I had gotten from people and from things that I saw. And I was too blinded by, the money, the cars, and all of this stuff to where I was like, man, I'm not worried about those signs. My cousin sat me down one day. He said, man, he called me. He said, hey, I want you to meet me at Dairy Queen. I'm like, what does he want? So I pull up at Dairy Queen. We sit down. He said, man, that spot you at is hot. You should move from over there. That spot is hot. And I didn't listen. I remember seeing the police sitting in the parking lot like maybe 100 yards away, maybe a football field away. And he's in a parking lot with his window down facing my way towards my the place I lived in. I went out and took the trash, and I saw him, and I looked at him for about 5 seconds, and I went back in the house and peeked out the window. And when I peeked out, he was pulling off. That was a sign from God. I ignored that.
Right.
And so I think God has been showing us signs, man, but we ignore them.
Yes.
He put people and things in our lives, and we ignore those people and things, or we take those things for granted, or those people for granted. Abuse those people physically, mentally, whatever. And it's a person that God has put in your life, placed in your life, and you might ignore it. And then when God removes that person or that thing from your life, it's a big impact on your life.
Right.
And so, yeah, man, this conversation can get deep, man. I just feel like I'm gonna go forever if you allow me. So
hey, look, like I said, man, what I want you to do, whatever, it is your story. I would never sit here and try to tell anybody else's story or about anybody else's journey. And it's you, whatever it is about it, anything, any aspect about it that you want to share. See, you know what the platform is, no different than yours.
Yeah.
It is about that one thing that I feel, and I'm gonna shut up here. The one thing that I feel is we've all been so closed-mouthed, and we will go through some things or we'll have some things happen, but we don't want to share with the next person. You don't want to share what you went through or how you got through or the grace that carried you. And what happens is we leave so many people out there wondering and still searching when we can be like, look, as I say, you ain't got to do what I do, but let me give you a roadmap. Now, if you want to use it, you can use it. Or, like we usually, we take that thing, fold it up, and put it in the glove box. It's up to you. But our duty is to be open, honest, and transparent. See, what I know about you, what I know, without a shadow of a doubt, where you were is not where you're at. Can't nobody else tell me nothing else. I can hear 100 people that may come up and be like, oh, that guy that was on your show, he used to. I don't know what he used to, but I know what he used to. You may see, a lot of people want to remember you from when you were. I know you from where you're at.
That's deep.
See, and what people miss is this major thing right here. Understand this. Where you came from made you who you are. You can't let go of where you came from. Too many people want to distance themselves and not talk about where I came from. But Guess what? If it wasn't for my yesterday, if it wasn't for my mom and my daddy and all my folks sitting back there,
Yeah.
I wouldn't be where I am because they are still connected. My past 20 years ago is still who I was.
Mm.
Who I was. It tells me two things. It tells me where I came from, and it also shows me where I can go.
Mm. That's deep. That's deep, man. I love to tell my story, man, because I feel like there are so many people who can relate to a guy who has come from the streets. I always relate back to this this conversation I had with one of my clients. He's he's in the streets dibbing and dabbling or whatever. And you know, he's like, man, how did you make the transition? And it's because he wants to make the transition, but he says that every time he goes straight, he goes broke.
Mm.
And so the transition is not going to be easy. My transition hasn't been easy. I've had to grind from the bottom, man. I started at the bottom. When you come out of prison, most people, when you come out of prison, you're going to start at the bottom. And then when you don't have siblings, you know, parents and things of that nature, a wife or what have you, you have to grind. There's no, you know, some people I see, they have a mama, a daddy, or somebody that's going to give them something when they get out. I put this to the side for you. I got you a car, I got you some outfits, and I got you $2 grand put in an account, which I can't relate to. So I had to start. I started with a push mower.
Mm.
And a weed eater. I don't know where I found this weed eater at, but I found a weed eater somewhere. And then a blower that I used to have to plug into my client's house to get started, well, to blow the grass once I got through cutting. And I had about 3 clients I would do, man. And of course, you can't make a living with that. So I would do those little 3 clients, and then I was still selling cars on. Well, that was my main source of income, selling the cars. I'm cutting grass on the side, but people were slowly starting to reach out to me. Hey, man, I see you doing this, or hey, this person gave me your number, and I built it up from those 3 clients to where I'm at now. And so people see the glory stage. They don't see where I grinded from. Yeah. They see where I am now, and they can't really relate to that because it seems so far-fetched, so far away. But if you knew where I came from, if you only knew where I started at and the mentality that I had to have in order to get there, and to that guy who asked me, how did you make the transition? It started up here.
Yes.
Because I couldn't go from being a D-boy to starting a landscaping business and then speaking, you know, reaching people without having this mindset that I have. So it all starts in changing your mind, reading books, learning from new people, getting into different groups of people. There's a group called the Morning Meetup for anybody who wants to join a group of people who are just talking entrepreneurship every morning, 5 days a week, a big group. It's called the Morning Meetup. You can look it up on Google. But I joined that group, and this guy, he's a big, you know, entrepreneurial guy in the speaking arena, digital space, and all of this stuff. But you have to meet new people. You have to be in new groups in new areas where people are talking business, money, things of that nature for you to start changing your mind. Because from what we know, you can't become this elevated guy in the financial world. You can't reach this peak, this financial peak where you just have financial freedom. You can't reach that where we come from.
Right.
But people are actually doing it.
Yes.
People are building themselves up to whatever level. And you don't have to be a millionaire But millionaires in training, my brand, that's a mindset. And so you change your mind, you change the outcomes that you get in life.
Man, that. I'm gonna tell you, when you said that, that is so true. I think about this. It's a true story about this old boy right here. It's just crazy, but it's about growth. Man, back some years ago, I had bought me some. I had some old shoes. I think they were some Jordans or something. I can't remember. But anyway, I had them right, and they had gotten too small for me. But I said I put them on one time, and they was hurting my feet. But I was like, I ain't finna get rid of them. I'm finna hold on to them. I say that to say a lot of times we're trying to hold on to things we have outgrown. The outgrowing doesn't just have to be things, it can be people as well. See, sometimes we become so connected. We become so connected. I'll say it again so people might get it. We become so connected to things that we won't let it go. It's not that it won't let us go. We won't let it go, or we won't let them go. You know, we get in this mindset of if well, I don't know, they might talk about me if I start to read some books. Yeah. They might talk about me if I'm starting to associate with other folks. Now they feeling disconnected from me. See, we get so caught up in staying in the norm or what we know around us. Is if you stay in what you know around you, that's all you gonna know is what's around you. We have to increase our knowledge. We have to increase that thing you said up here. I want to see the major thing that people miss is this. The only way you can ever transform your life is you have to want to.
Very true.
It don't matter what. It don't matter. You can have people in your ear. You can have people sitting in front of you. You can have whatever you want. But if you don't want to change, if you don't want no more than what's right there, that's all you're going to have.
Contentment, man. A lot of us live in contentment.
Yes.
Contentment, being content and living in fear. Those two things alone, man, can keep a group of people in poverty.
Yes. Yes.
We have lived in poverty for so long, and it's become normal to us to the point where, you know, if we're struggling, if we got $10 to our name, we're going to just try to make it till Friday. When Friday hit, go out to eat, have a few drinks, put gas in the car, pay a bill, and then, you know, live until Friday again. But being content, I think contentment has taken over our culture.
Yes.
We don't know anything else but to be content. Like, who are you to want more than what you have now? Who are you to be saying, I'm tired of settling for $15 an hour. I want to try to shoot for 30. People don't even think they can make $30 an hour. All it takes is one certificate. Go get you a certificate. Go get you some, I don't know, you might have to start a little side hustle or something. I'm gonna do a video on a side hustle that I do. And this side hustle it has unlimited potential. You can make however much money you want to make. It's all on the hustle you put into it. So I'm gonna do a video on that. Y'all look out for that video. I'm gonna do it on my Millionaires in Training page. So I just want to show people that there is a way to make more than what you currently make.
Right.
Because people have been making 15 and 18 bucks an hour for so long that they don't even think there's more to life than that.
And that's the other word you said is fear. You know what, man? What I've learned is faith and fear can't live in the same house, man. You know, you have to be willing, what you said, you got to be willing to step out there on it. You got to be willing to take that chance. You know what? Oh, if I take that chance and fail, okay, then get up. But you will not be stuck wondering, well, what if I coulda, shoulda, woulda. You take the chance. Okay, you step out there. If it don't work, if it doesn't work, you learn something.
You learn something.
You learn something. You can't. Too many people are stuck in contentment and stuck in fear. Those two, you will never progress forward with those two. It will always hold you back, always keep you back, always keep you exactly where you are. Do you know if you stay where you are, you'll never know anything different? You know, and here's the worst part. Here's the worst part. Now, I hope that this one hits. If you don't ever move forward, do you know that you're laying a foundation for the ones that are coming behind you?
Dang it.
You are laying the foundation, because then they can look and say, well, grandpa didn't, daddy didn't.
It's generational too, man. That's for sure. It's generational.
That is.
I hear so many people say, the older folks that I know of, they would say, like, you better get you a job and sit down somewhere. Them people ain't finna let you get no business, stuff like that. And so we keep that mentality and we just pass it down.
Yes.
And so I talk to my son all the time about the power of a gift, whatever gift he has, whatever gift you may have. That gift can take you to places you have never seen before and never even thought you would see. My gift, this gift of reaching people is going to take me to some places that I don't even know of yet.
Yes.
I just know that it's going to take me somewhere. And so when you have that confidence, that level of confidence, man, you're going to see some places that you have never seen before. I just pray that somebody listening will start to use their gift, because I have plenty of people in my family who have gifts of cooking, doing hair and all of these things, but they struggle and they're not even using the gift. At least make it a side hustle.
Right. Because what you do is it goes away. I mean, you have it, and it's basically, it doesn't go away. You're giving it away. And a lot of people do that. You're just giving it away. Like, well, I don't want to do that but it is yours. Each and every one of us has that. I don't know what everybody has it. Everybody has something. They've got that something. And when people understand that, what sets one aside from another? Because everybody has their own individual, unique thing that's just for them. Just for you. Can't nobody else do it like you. How special is that?
You know what's crazy, man? I used to be shy about jumping on a camera and shooting a video because I felt like my voice sounds weird. I don't like the way my voice sounds when I listen to it, so I wouldn't even do a video. So I never knew I had this gift. You don't know what gifts you may have until you expand yourself.
Yes.
And I mean, try new things. Just try stuff. You see somebody on YouTube playing a guitar, see if you could play a guitar. You might be a natural.
Right.
But I mean, you don't know until you try.
That's it. It's stepping outside of your comfort zone. Step outside of your comfort zone. If you don't do nothing but put your old toe out there, at least step outside of your comfort zone. What's it gonna hurt? What's the worst thing that can happen? Like I said before, you learn something. That's the worst that can happen. You learn something.
Yeah, that's true.
And that is.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just saying, man, that is so powerful. That is so powerful. And here you are. And I'm gonna tell y'all, and I'm gonna say this. I ain't trying to rule you, but I'm ruin you. The fact is that you did. It ain't the fact that you just sit here and go like, well, let me tell you the story about somebody. You're
Yeah.
not you are, when people talk about, well, show me, here it is. It's right here in front of us, that you can't tell me, well, I got this. You know, I'm old as dirt, but look, I'm still trying. You
Yeah.
know, and the same with you is, you didn't allow the things that other people use as an excuse. Because a lot of them, that's what they use it. It's only an excuse. In other
Yeah.
words, you're using a self lie. So everybody else want to use a self lie. Why this, that, did I can't do it because of this, or I can't do it because of that, or this right here, or I ain't have nobody, or I went through this right here. Look here,
Yeah.
the one thing I know, if I don't know nothing else, this old boy right here know, we all done went through something.
Yeah.
I don't know what nobody else's something was, but we all have.
And plenty of people have made it out of that something
There you
and
go.
did great things. So I just hope we reach somebody tonight, man. I'm honored to be on this show because the voice has to get out there. Somebody has to do the work. Somebody has to try to reach the people. And so for you to let me on this show tonight to speak to your audience, I just love it, man. I feel like God has placed me in a place where, like I said, places I didn't know I was going to be in, people I didn't know I was going to see. And so the people who are watching tonight, I'm here because God placed me here. Appreciate you, man, for letting me on your show tonight.
Man, like I told you, it is an honor. It is an honor to have you here. I know the work that you're doing, um, man, and I'm blessed. I'm blessed. You definitely blessed me. I do want you to tell more about your millionaires in training. I think that these people need to know about this man from Austin who up there kicking some million. Austin finna be full. Boy, they're gonna be full of millionaires up there.
Hey, so when I go places now, people say, "What's up, millionaire?" But that's how I want people to view me because I don't want to put a cap on myself.
Right.
I wish I would have somebody would have told me when I was 15 that I could become a millionaire one day.
Yeah.
And so now my mindset is I'm a millionaire. I want other people to be millionaires. Let's be millionaires. It's a mind thing.
Right.
You have to change the way you think. You have to stop putting caps on yourself and limiting yourself. So my videos, when I put out videos, is pretty much to try to get people to think bigger than what their current circumstance is. Because it's easy to get caught up in your current circumstance and think that that's all that God has for you.
Right.
When God is just putting you through a test. So I'm always trying to reach the people and let them know that if you want to start a business, you can start a business. If you want to leave that man, you can leave that man. Whatever you want to do, you can do it.
Amen. Amen.
That's my message to the people. So Millionaires in Training, it's a brand. I just want to reach the people. I am working on getting more apparel. I put out this brand. I mean, this line right here. I put this out, sold out, and I just haven't put anything else out. Which I think I put a limit on myself when I did that.
Right.
So to speak about limits, I limited myself when I didn't put another line out or even this same line right here, because if the people are asking for it, then I'm supposed to give them what they're asking for. So, I don't just speak about it. I try to walk in what I speak about.
Right.
Yeah. So, we all got a lot of work to do.
That's it, man. And like I said, man, it's learning. It's learning. It's learning. It's learning. It's learning. It's growing. It's learning. It's growing. It's learning. It's growing. Man, I sit here and I flash back to something that you said earlier, because a lot of people say this right here about things, and I just remember what you said. You said, well, when I got out, I got a lawnmower, I got a weed eater, and I got a blower that I had to plug in. You didn't get out looking for anybody to pick you up.
Mm-mm.
You didn't get out looking to, and here's what I'm trying to get I know I wasn't there, but I can only imagine that it would have been easier to go back to which you came. But you came out different than you went in. Not physically, but mentally. See, you came out saying, you know what? It's a new day. It's a new day, and it's a new me, and there's a new way. And yeah, I'm sure there was times when you've been like, hey, look here, you know what? You
Hey,
know what? Hey, whoo.
for sure. I had plenty of those days, man. So I actually got to a point where I tried to sell a little green. That didn't work out. I ended up catching a possession for some green. And I'm still on federal probation. So I just knew I was going back to prison.
Right.
God gave me another chance. And so when I got out of that little situation, I said, man, I'm flying straight. God ain't finna catch me in another situation like that where he could slam dunk me, because I already knew. I know if I get caught up in some stuff, I'm going back to prison.
Right.
So my mindset has already changed. I know I don't want to go there. And it's not because it's scary, it's because I would rather be out here living a good life. But I want to go back to something you said. You said people might think you crazy or think you weird or whatever. If you start reading books, you start expanding your brain, your knowledge, your way of thinking.
Yes.
People actually thought I was weird because I talked different. Because I said stuff that went straight over their heads. People thought I was weird. They were like, man, they cloned him in there.
Wow.
But it's because we so used to thinking a certain way.
Right.
Cussing in every sentence that we say. We can't even talk without cussing. We can't even, we gotta use all these hand gestures and say fam and this and hold up bro and all of that. We gotta do all of that just to talk. And so they thought I was weird because I didn't do all of that. I talked with sense. I wasn't talking about, bro, when I get out, I'm gonna do this, bro, where they at? Tell old girl to call me. I wasn't talking about all of that stuff, so it was weird to them. And people are gonna think you weird. That's all I wanted to say. If you start to change.
And that's true, man. But here, what I was gonna say was this. When you said that, I'm thinking, what that does, in my opinion, it shows you who they are. It shows you where they are.
Yeah.
And it shows you that some of them, not all, some of them, it shows you their inability to change or even want to change. Only thing they want is for you to be who you were way back when.
Yeah.
Because they can't see you as anything different. They want to lock you into what they have, not what you have, but they want to lock each and every one of us into what they have created us to be. I'm not what you created me to be. I'm what he created me to be. See, that's the deal. When we understand, like, whatever you have created, that's okay. I ain't mad at you for creating what you did.
Yeah.
Hey, if that's the image you got, I'm happy for you. But understand this. I'm not that. We are steady evolving and growing and becoming more. Hey, if you want to cut yourself and stunt your growth where you at, that is fine. I ain't mad at nobody. What that thing I say? Look here. I ain't mad at nobody. I got love for everybody. But here's what it is. Everybody can't eat at the table with me. However, I'll give you a plate to go, but you can't sit down at the table. I'ma still want you to eat, okay? And I will still feed you, but you just can't sit at the table with me.
Mm.
When we can get to that point and understand that everybody is not supposed to sit at the table with us, that don't mean that we stopping people from eating. That don't mean that, oh, well, you doing this, now you, no, I still want you to eat. And anything I could do, you know, to help you eat, I will help you eat. You just can't eat at the same table as I. Some people will get offended by that.
Yeah, they would, man. And you should expect them to, even though, I mean, they have no right to. But it's just the mindset of our people. We feel like, man, he don't want to let me eat with him, or he don't want to put me in on what he got going on. But if you were to do that, they'll find some kind of way to mess it up. They'll be counting your pockets, why I'm not getting it, what he getting, and all of this stuff.
Yep.
But I mean, I don't mind putting you on in your own lane.
Right.
Like in my industry, I will give somebody some clients just to get them started. But I'm not going to go into business with you. I'm not going to make you my business partner.
Right.
You know, so that's, I mean, those are, well, I mean, I blessed your game. I gave you a few clients to get started, but we are on two different levels when it comes to the mindset for me to put you in on my business, not knowing what you're going to do or how you're going to jeopardize it. So, right. I mean, you know.
And, you know, and man, and that goes for anybody. That goes for friends, family. I mean, that's for across the board. You know, it's okay. Again, we can teach people. We can give them all the seeds they want. But it's up to each and every one of how you going to grow your garden. You can't grow your garden while you all over here in mine.
Yeah.
You can't. Weeds growing all up in your garden because you trying to tend to mine. If you tend to your garden and I tend to my garden, we got some great stuff growing together.
For real.
But if you trying to watch everything I'm doing, but you ain't taking care of your own, that's that mindset of, man.
Yeah.
I said this, and this may sound a little bit crazy, but in order to be a selfless person, in order to be a giving person and a helping person, we have to first learn how to be selfish. Because if I'm not taking care of mine, my mental, emotional, financial, spiritual self, but I'm steady helping you, then I'm steady pouring out, but ain't nothing being poured in.
Yeah. Dang.
Now I'm sitting over here drained and dry, and you sitting over there laughing.
Yeah.
No. So I tell people, it's not a bad thing to be selfish, because that's where it's got to start. You got to start with self-care. Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself spiritual. Take care of yourself financial. Take care of yourself mental. Take care of yourself emotional. You take care of that. That makes you healthy enough to be able to be like, okay. Because then even when you're healthy enough, you're able to see like, hold up, you know what? Because, you know, if you steady pouring out, you didn't got 2 weeks to see that they ain't doing nothing back. When you're healthy enough, you're like, oh, hold up. Hold up, wait a minute. This thing ain't going, hold up. You know what?
No. That's true.
So, man, that's I want to give you these last few minutes, man, and what I want you to do is deliver your message, whatever you want to leave the people with. It is yours. It is your flow. However you want to leave it, that's on you, sir.
Okay. First off, I want to just say thank you for allowing me to come on this show tonight again, because we have to do the work. We have to reach the people. I would rather be on somebody else's platform than to be on mine, because you have some people that I need to reach. And when God says, hey, this person is going to reach out to you and I want you to obey and I want you to reach his people, I have to come on and reach your people, or God is going to reprimand me like he has done before. So I just want to say thank you again, man, for allowing me on the show. For anybody who this show may reach, if you could take anything from this show, is to not let fear get in the way of your faith, or let fear get in the way of an idea, a plan, or even something that somebody may bring to you. Don't let fear get in the way, because fear is always going to try to stop your growth. The devil uses fear to allow for us to stay in the position that we're in. God wants us to grow, but the devil is using fear. He's using fear to blind us. He's using fear to keep us in our place. So if anybody if you have an idea, I want you to just step out on faith. I'm gonna just say it straight out like that, man, because using too many words, people get caught up in all the words you use. Step out on faith and just allow for God to move. That's my message for tonight, because I think so many people are stuck in a place that they hate being in. They wake up every morning dreading going to that place that they have to go to. And I just think it's because of fear.
Wow. Wow. Man, I appreciate you. I do. I greatly, greatly appreciate you coming. Like I tell everybody, before I close out this thing, y'all go and follow and support this man. He's doing wonderful things up there in Austin. Y'all, if anybody in Austin watching, you need some lawn care, hey, there you is. He cool up. I seen him. He had one of them big old hats on. I seen him.
Yeah.
Hey, he's the lawn care man of Austin, Texas. I know one. Mr. Governor. Mr. Governor, I know the lawn up there at the governor's mansion needs cutting. That's a man for you. The governor be peeping the eye up in this thing too. He be like, oh, wait a minute, who's on the show? Well, look here, man, if y'all go and that's what any guest has ever been on here that has ever graced this platform, that has came open, honest, and truthful. Go support them, support what they're doing. They didn't have to come. They didn't have to come. They didn't have to share their stories, but they are. They're sharing them to encourage, to uplift, and to support. Because look here, we all can do it. Just got to want to. Fix this old thing up here. That old thing in between your ears right there. Change the way that you think. Change the way that you think. Look, man, I greatly appreciate it. And I hope that we can get together soon. Let me know when you get some of them old shirts. I'll wear one of them MTs. I'll wear one of them old things. Well, look, man, I appreciate you so, so, so very much. It has been an honor. It has been a privilege. I thank each and every one of y'all for tuning in, for watching, for coming through. Bless you, bless you, bless you. Again, it is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Y'all, get your pank on, get your pank on, get your pank on. But that's going to be it. I will be back Wednesday night with another one. And before I leave, you know what I always tell y'all. I love each and every one of you unconditionally. And there ain't nothing you can do about it. Hey, man, I appreciate it. We up out of here. Have a good one, my brother. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yes, sir.